Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back. This is the Out of the Blue Tarot. Hello, my soul tribe. This is a joint venture between Out of the Blue Tarot and Soul Tribe Weaving Paths, which I'm happy to be a part of along with my soul tribe. And today's reading is going to be about precisely that. How can you contribute to your soul tribe? What does your soul tribe expect from you? How can you join in, chip in, and do in order to commune with your soul tribe as best as you can? So, as usual, we have 3 groups to choose from. Group number 1, you have the Aura Tarot deck, and this is what the back of your deck looks like. Your crystal is the beautiful Citrine. Group 2, you have the Mermaid Tarot, and this is what the back of your deck looks like. And your crystal is the raw Lapis Lazuli. Group 3, you have the Wake Me Up Tarot, and this is what the back of your deck looks like. And your crystal is the aura-coated Turmaline. If you prefer to choose by your sun signs, then let me get these for you. So for group 1, we have Sagittarius, Aries, oops, there's a car honking, Pisces, and Virgo. Group 2, you have Cancer, Leo, Aquarius, oops, and Gemini. And finally, for group 4, you have Taurus, Capricorn, Scorpio, and Libra. So again, bearing in mind that this is a collective reading, please use your intuition. Just take a deep breath and focus on the question of this reading. What can you do for your soul tribe? What can you do to be in this community in an harmonious and beneficial way for all the parts involved? And following your intuition, please choose a group. There is a timestamp below that you can click on, and I will see you further on in your reading. Hello, group 1. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen the Aura Tarot deck and also the beautiful Citrine. If you have chosen by your sun signs, then in this case, these are Sagittarius, Pisces, Aries, and Virgo. I'm going to put these away so we have more room for your cards. And let's start by shuffling your oracle cards. If you are curious as to know which oracle decks I use, you will find them listed in the description box below. And let's see, for my dear group 1, how can they reunite and be in community with their soul tribe? For my dear group 1, please. For my dear group 1. This is the one. Just going to put your tarot back to the sides. It's not helping here much. So again, my dear group 1, please, Spirit, can you please, with the utmost clarity, find the answer as to what group 1 is about to contribute to their soul tribe. Group 1, please. Another group 1, please. Oops. Okay. Another group 1, please. Okay. Thank you. So let's see. We start off with the student. Very interesting. Light attributes are humility and devotion to knowledge, openness to lifelong learning. Shadow attribute being arrogance in the pursuit of destructive knowledge, unwillingness to translate knowledge into action. Okay, we shall read from the guidebook in a minute for this one. Wow. You also have the owl with sight. Detach your emotions from situations that you cannot control. So, there's a small message here about being a bit of a control freak. So bear in mind that you are advised to have a higher sight in terms of not being overwhelmed by things you cannot control. You also have the Wayfarer. We shall also read from the guidebook for this one. These are very interesting cards. Can I just start by saying that, my dear group 1? First of all, you have the student, which is an approach of availability to learn from others. So when it comes to your soul tribe, you are the one who collects all the knowledge, you are the one who researches the books, and you are the one who has this undying willingness to learn. And I think that is very eye-opening in the sense that having the owl, and the owl is obviously a totem for wisdom, this group in particular is one who is always eager to learn, right? We shall see with the tarot if the cards corroborate what we are seeing now. But I would like to read from the guidebook concerning the Wayfarer, right? You see the figure of almost of a pilgrim, right? One who carries lightly. It reminds me of the Fool as well. But the Wayfarer has also portrays this figure of someone who is in liminal spaces in order to allow others to pass. And it is so with hidden knowledge, right? With the study of spirituality, with the study of the occult, you come to a threshold, and there is always something that, I don't want to say blocks you, but that challenges you in terms of whether you should go further with your studies or you should just take a step down and ponder the options you already have. But let's start by reading from Carolyn Myss's guidebook. This is the student. Okay, suggests not an absence of mastery, but rather a continual pursuit of intellect development. As found, someone who has found a source of teaching, such as a guru or a spiritual master who becomes the instructor and spiritual guide. And you should look at the advice here is you should look for a pattern of constant learning, openness to new information as an eventual part of your well-being. So the key words here are discipline, devotee, and apprentice, right? So in this sense, what you bring forth to your soul tribe is this openness to learn further and further and further, not being overwhelmed by the amount of information that you are receiving, but allowing yourself to be open and to collect from others whatever you can in order to learn more and more. Let's read now from the Wayfarer. Again, curiosity, open-mindedness, hospitality, movements. She pulls her weathered boots on. Each color has its own place in them. Well, again, the pilgrim image. Another day of journeying awaits. New places to discover, new people to meet, all of them brimming with stories. The Wayfarer represents our curiosity and desire to learn. She reminds us that opening ourselves to new ideas and rejecting prejudice are fundamental to the process of learning. She recognizes arrogance as a hindrance and welcomes humbleness as a precious gift. Yeah, again, this is a perfect conjunction with the student card and the owl card. So I would start by saying that your place in this community is a place of openness to learning, a place of humility, and a place of eagerness. You are a restless student. You are in constant pursuit of knowledge. Let's see how the tarot cards might enlarge our vision on what you have to contribute to your soul tribe apart from this learning process. So for my dear group 1, please can we have some clarification as to what they bring to the table concerning their soul tribe, the people they are bound to meet, and their kindred spirits on this plane. I'm sorry. Okay, you've got 2 more. Let's see what you have. So we start off with the moon. Okay. Then we have, wow, the Temperance. 2 major arcana right off the bat. We have the Knight of Swords. We have the Knight of Cups. Just put the cards straight. You have the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, I can fit 1 more. And you have the 7 of Swords. Very interesting. Perhaps if I pull these a bit. Maybe now we can see better. Okay, so we start off with the moon, and the moon obviously is a card of intuition and a card of bringing into light truths that were hidden, right? Because it talks, this reading is particularly about our soul tribe. I think that you might be the one who uncovers, because of your thirst for knowledge particularly, you might be the one who uncovers hidden truths, right? You are also someone who has perhaps some subconscious strength. You are one who may develop their intuition through these studies, and you are not afraid to bring your cup to the table and speaking your truth, right? Because after that, you have the Temperance card. And the Temperance card is about the power of healing, right? That comes from a beautiful combination of restraint and conciliation. So in this sense, and because you are a student by nature, you aren't someone who will lash out on people. Your community will value you for this equilibrium, this natural equilibrium, right? And it's followed by the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords represents being assertive, being direct. Just look at how the way he charges. Sorry, these cards may glow a little bit, so I have to be cautious. He's very straightforward. He's like, charge, right? And he's someone who is very focused, again, in perfect resonance with the Student card and the Wayfarer, right? Because the Wayfarer, just as the Pilgrim, is someone who takes the journey seriously, no matter how hard it is, no matter how long it is, they keep on going, right? And the Page of Swords, the Knight of Swords is someone who is daring and focused and perfectionist and ambitious, right? And so having this Temperance amidst the moon and the Knight of Swords really gets me the notion that you will be the go-to person whenever things are a bit shaky, you will bring this word of wisdom with the owl here, this word of conciliation between the opposites, right? And it's followed by the Knight of Cups, which is all about being chivalrous and kind, and being he's very charming, the Knight of Cups. He's like the knight in shiny armor, right? It's about attraction and affection and warmth and being caring and gentle. So again, this duality coming after the Temperance card really tells me that you bring up to the table the balance that is required, not only as a student, but also as an advisor to others, right? And it is followed by the Ace of Pentacles, and the Ace of Pentacles is about new opportunities. So this soul tribe, whether you have joined with these people or not, will be a new opportunity in your life to continue your learning, right? Because it's a new opportunity. And it will bring you the abundance and the prosperity and the security that you need in order to manifest more. Then it is followed by the Seven of Swords. And the Seven of Swords has a bit of a bad reputation because it's about loss and trickery, and scheming and being strategic, right? But in this context, I see that you are the one who is walking away from previous fights. So things that really don't go well with your new soul tribe. So in a sense, you are stealing the swords to prevent war. And this is where the balance and the harmony from the Temperance card really play a role here, because you decide to step back. You are no longer willing to engage in silly fights. You are not willing to waste your time with the same old washy-washy energy that you had in previous groups. Your soul tribe is a place where your serenity and your balance will emerge and will be featured as an asset for the group and for the tribe, right? But let's clarify these cards a bit more. Let's pick up the tarot once more. So please, for my dear group one, clarifying the moon card. Okay, this was this one. You have the Nine of Pentacles. Sorry. Very auspicious card indeed. So you will collect fruits from this ability that you have to connect from with your intuition. Yeah, it will bring abundance for the collective. For my dear group one, clarifying the Temperance cards. Okay. Wow, you have the Empress talking about being in your divine feminine energy. When you find, or when you are with your soul tribe, you really step into your divine feminine energy. This tribe of yours is a place where you feel fully yourself. This is very beautiful energy, my dear group one. Oops. Let's clarify the Knight of Swords for my dear group one, please. Clarifying the Knight of Swords. Wow, the World. Yeah, this is utter fulfillment. This soul tribe of yours will bring you so much satisfaction, abundance, manifestation. You will feel yourself when learning with others. You will be so elated, my dear group one. Clarifying the King of Cups, please. I'm sorry, the Knight of Cups. Clarifying the Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups, please. Okay. Yeah, the Eight of Swords. This group will allow you to forget about past pain and limiting beliefs. Yeah, this is where you will be feeling safe, because the Knight of Cups comes out of a necessity to balance these old insecurities. Yeah, I remind you that the Knight of Cups might represent, I'm sorry, the moon might represent insecurities and anxieties, but you come up already solving these problems. Yeah. Let's clarify the Ace of Pentacles, please. Clarifying the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. The Page of Cups. So many emotions arising. This new beginning is a double new beginning, both in terms of material gain, but also in terms of emotions. Clarifying the Seven of Swords. Oops. The Nine of Cups. Yeah, emotional fulfillment. Your wish is coming true, my dear group one. This is a beautiful reading, a beautiful, beautiful reading. I was just wondering, for those of you who haven't already reunited with your soul tribe, where is it be one person, two people, 3 or 4 or 10, it doesn't matter. Who are these people? Who are your soul tribe? The Hanged Man. So for what I'm seeing, you still have to wait a little bit for them to come forward, all of them. One more, please. Okay. You might have to struggle a little bit in order to get to where you want to go. Okay. You might have to confront certain ideas that you already have. We've seen that with the Ace of Swords, right? One more, please. And you have the Five of Cups. Yeah. Yeah, you have to leave behind and deal with your sorrows in order to be joined fully with your soul tribe. There is a change of perspective that is required, and that's why you came out with the Temperance. There is a shift of perspective that is required in order to deal with the conflicts and the sorrow that you had to deal in the past, which is also represented here in the Eight of Swords. But my dear group one, this is a wonderful reading. Your soul tribe is going to give you so much. You are going to feel like a brand new person. You are going to feel like you are on top of the world, as the world card also depicts. And you will feel that you are deserving of each step of the way. I would just like to get some guidance for you. Okay, give me a second. For my dear group one, please can we have some guidance for my dear group one with their reunion with their soul tribe? Can we have some guidance? Thank you. Okay, you have, what excuses am I making right now? So I guess that you are really waiting for something to happen. Yeah. No more waiting will never be a good enough time. I'm sorry, no more waiting. There will never be a good enough time. The time is now. If it is important enough to you, you will find a way. Today, make a decision and do it even if you don't feel ready. Listen to your heart. You will be led. Yes, allow yourself to step into this soul tribe vibe. You know that you have the promise here of something that is really beneficial for you, that will allow you to step into your real power, that will grant you with the ability to cope with difficulties from the past, and also that will grant you the prosperity and obviously the fulfillment that we all need in life. And this is really what a soul tribe is all about: the ability to have others in our life that commune with our soul, to be honest. And my dear pal number one, this was your reading. I hope you liked it. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. It's totally free, as are these readings. And I hope to see you in a further reading. Goodbye. Hello, group 2. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen the Mermaid Tarot. And your crystal is the beautiful raw Lapis Lazuli. And if you chose by your sun signs, then in this case, these are Aquarius, Cancer, Gemini, and Leo. I'm going to put these away. And let's start by shuffling some oracle cards. If you are curious as to what decks I use, then in this case, you can find them listed in the description box below. For my dear group 2, please spirit, how can they contribute to their soul tribe? What parts and soul tribe do they have? Okay, that's 2. I'll take them. Just in the process here. For my dear group 2, okay, let's see what you have. You have the priest. Light attributes: facilitates spiritual commitments, serves as a channel of spiritual energy. Shadow attributes: violates the trust of your spiritual community, seduced by your own spiritual role. Okay, interesting. You also have the explorer. You have the bee. And you have the koi carp with abundance. Move with the flow of abundance around and through you. Interesting. Let's start by reading from Carolyn Myss guidebook concerning the priest. Priestess, minister, rabbi, evangelist. Defined by ritual of ordination, the official capacity to facilitate spiritual vows, commitments to divine authority. Serves as a spiritual channel of divine energy for others, must represent the teachings through personal example, Look for a lifetime of commitment to serving others by facilitating their spiritual rituals. Very interesting. So with this first card, my dear group 2, I think that your soul tribe sees you as a leader, as a spiritual guide. And therefore, you are seen as someone who is the advisor, but also someone who enables the rituals so as others might practice them. You also have the explorer with Wanderlust, identity, self-discover, and voyage. When the rain starts to fall, she doesn't feel the need to seek shelter. Mesmerized, she watches the sooty clouds gather around the majestic mountains surrounding the monastery. Thunder roars, deep and guttural, sparking a sense of excitement in her. Emboldened by a sense of adventure, the explorer embodies our own voyage to self-discovery and the awareness that new aspects of ourselves can be found outside the boundaries of the comforts we are used to. One only needs to set foot outside the door and make space for new growth. Very interesting. Let's see what the B card has to say. This is card number 44, just in case you are interested in the numerology of these cards. The Explorer is number 21, okay. Concerning the B, activity, solidarity, community. These small animals feature in many folkloric beliefs around the world, weaving an incredibly rich mythology for themselves. They have been seen as messengers between worlds, related to the arts of divination, and have become close companions to humankind throughout history, giving rise to lovely traditions such as telling the bees. Various species of bees live in eusociality, with the well-being of the colony relying on the cooperation of the insects. The bee card represents active, harmonious, and communal aspects of our lives. So again, for your soul tribe, you are seen as someone who explores further as a person, but who cares for the community and the spiritual safe being of the community. So you are, in a sense, a leader of this soul tribe, as to speak, because you are the spiritual guide for your group of people. But at the same time, you have this restlessness about you that you need to go outside your boundaries, maybe also to confront your own beliefs, right? And therefore to be more available to give others what they really need. But let's go into your tarot. For my dear group 2, please, Spirit, can we have a clear vision of what they are meant to be for their soul tribe? Too many, I'm sorry. Can we please have 2 more cards for my dear group 1? I'm sorry, for my dear group 2. Collective energy of group 2, please. Can we have 1 more? Okay, we have 2 more. Funny enough, that happened also in group 1. But let's see what you have. Okay. We start off with the Ten of Cups. Come on. Talk about family bliss. And our community, our spiritual community is a family, definitely. So it's a beautiful way to start off. You have the Knight of Wands. Okay. You also have the Six of Wands. Very positive cards. You also have the World. You have the Ace of Wands. A very fiery group. And you have the Eight of Swords. Interesting. Very, very interesting, my dear group 2. And I will tell you why in just a minute. Let me just gather my thoughts and put my cards upright, because you know I don't like my cards twisted and not upright. So, starting off with Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is a card of elation, right? It's about happiness and homecomings and fulfillment. So in this sense, this soul tribe of yours provides you with emotional stability and security, right? And they feel like home. You have this familiarity with this group that you can't find easily. And oh my god, a pigeon just flew by my window. It was like really virtually beaking at my window now. So that's a really clear sign that what I'm saying is confirmed. I'm sorry, I got a bit distracted. As I was saying, the Ten of Cups is a card of elation. You feel at home with these people. You find these people, this soul tribe, to be your home away from home, and you can't help but feeling elated in a sense, right? Because it's where you belong. There's a sense of belonging, right? And then it's followed by the Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands has an adventurous and energetic energy. It's charming and warm and exciting, right? A bit like the Explorer, right? Because it's being fearless at the same time and so confident. And why wouldn't you feel confident? Because you have the Six of Wands right afterwards. And the Six of Wands is a card of success. It's a card of victory and triumph, right? And it's a card of praise and recognition. And being the priest, you do have a place where you are recognized and regarded for, right? It's followed by the World, and what can I say? The World has popped out also in group number 1. It's success, it's accomplishment, it's completion, it's fulfillment, it's the sense of belonging and a sense of wholeness. And it's no wonder, because it is your soul tribe. And where else would you feel at home if not with them? And it's followed by the Ace of Wands. And the Ace of Wands is a card of inspiration, right? And creative spark. And having new initiatives, new passions, and new enthusiasm and energy. This goes beautifully with the Explorer and the Priest. And you have the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is, and oddly enough, in group number 1, they also ended up the reading with a Swords card. The Eight of Swords is about feeling trapped, restricted. It's about fearing, having anxiety, feeling the pressure. Again, the bird. What's wrong with this bird? And I wonder, my dear group too, if despite the fact that you are feeling so welcomed and so at home, that doesn't bring back some fears, some boundaries that you need to set over good reason, I'm sure. But don't forget that you do have the Explorer card, and people do regard you as the priest. So you might want to be careful. You might want to be careful not to feel trapped in a situation, but give it a fair analysis, right? Because look, that's the only air card you have here, right? And fire is fed through air, right? You have water, you have earth, and you have lots of fire. Hardly, you don't have water and you have a bit of air. I think that this at first will bring out some triggers in you, because good emotions also feed bad emotions, right? When you stop for a while, when you take your break. But listen, take a walk. Community matters more. You are this person for this community. So if you are feeling trapped, take a walk through the mountains, take a hike. Let the air in a good way, so it can spark your fire, so it can ignite you once again. It's very good advice that you get in here, my dear group too. Okay, let's clarify the Ten of Cups. I'm sorry, it's not, what was I saying? You have water here, yeah. Just gibberish. Goodness me. Yeah, the sense of community is mightier than our fears. Whoops. Okay. You have the Knight of Swords. Having this clarity, this direction, this bluntness, yeah, to go forward and say, yes, it's me, I'm going there, no fears, I'm on the way. Let's clarify the Knight of Wands, please. You have the Six of Swords. Okay. Okay. Moving. Clarifying the Six of Wands. You have the Five of Swords. Why are you lacking confidence when you have the Victory card? Let's go. I'll read that in a minute. Don't want to rush into it. You have the Seven of Wands. Okay. Clarifying the Ace of Wands. you have the Ten of Swords. Wow. Clarifying the Eight of Swords. Oops, sorry, this one came first, and it is the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah. Okay. Now it's a bit more clear. And what came out also? Yeah, the Queen of Swords. Yeah. Okay. So, Knight of Swords, I already told you, someone who is very assertive and very direct, a bit impatient as well, but someone who is very intellectual and daring and focused, right? So it is followed by the Six of Swords, who is someone who is leaving. I think that you might have hit a wall in this journey of yours to finding your soul tribe or to get along with your soul tribe. I think that there is an intimate desire to partake in this community. Either you have been waiting for it for a long time, and every step of the way you spark up this intention, and then something happens that throws you off your feet. There's always something happened that prevents you from gaining acquaintance with these people or having the opportunity to mingle with the right people. There's something here that tells me that you are bound to be a leader, but whenever you start showing off your willingness and start manifesting your willingness to partake in this community, there is something that gets you on your knees, that makes you fall, that like that wall, you run against that wall, and there's all these obstacles, right, that are confronting you from getting to where you belong, right? And you change and you move on and you are assertive and you do have the fire, but that there is this restlessness, right? And this aggression that is directed towards you, and you don't even seem to know where it comes from. It's like you are being told off by the universe when it's not that. It's just a matter of you relying on your synchrony with others, right? And the same energy resonance. You need to address this hot and cold energy that you have going on, because the community is waiting for you and you are eagerly desiring for it, right? And then you have the Seven of Wands, and the Seven of Wands is a card of being guarded, right? But defending yourself, protecting yourself, right? Protecting your own space. Just look how defensive he is. And again, I think that this might have come from situations that were painful for you, because you do have the Ten of Swords here. You've been through quite a lot and you have suffered for it, right? You might even felt betrayed by the universe when it comes to this soul tribe of yours, because you have invested so much in people and you have given yourself so much to people with such passion, with such energy, and it all fell down, and you felt disappointed and exhausted even. But you end up your reading with the Wheel of Fortune, which is a very positive card in this context, my dear group 2. Because the Wheel of Fortune is obviously a promise that things are changing, right? there's a symphony of destiny here intertwined. Things are beginning to change in turn, right? Things are coming. Good luck is coming. Well, your soulmates are coming because this is your destiny, right? You've been through the cycles of life that were painful, that were perhaps a bit tumultuous to you, but this is your destiny. You are to become this priest, this explorer, this bringer of abundance to this new community with the B card here. So do not despair because the wheels are changing. You will find your soul tribe, my dear group 2. I would just like to finish with some guidance for you. This has been a very beautiful reading and my heart goes out to you. I do hope things are starting to get better for you, my dear group 2. Let's get some guidance. Oops. Okay. On whom am I placing the blame right now? Okay. A person who blames others has not begun their lesson. A person who blames themselves has begun their lesson. A person who blames no one has finished their lesson. Yeah, I think with all these turmoils that you had to encounter during your search for this soul tribe, for this soulmate, you had the necessity to blame others and blame yourself. So the lesson here is blame no one and accept the lessons that were taught to you. Take responsibility. On whom are you placing blame right now? Today, free yourself by releasing all victimhood, blame, and resistance. They don't belong where you are. Only love and courage live there. Make a choice to do it, even if you don't feel ready. Listen to your heart. You will be led. Yes, definitely, my dear group 2. Your advice here is to let go of whatever pains and hurts you have felt in the past. Let go of all the walls you have to run against and embrace this new flame that is arousing in your life and that you have wished for so long, because it will be a wish fulfillment for you, my dear group 2. And so I wish you all the best in encountering your soul tribe, my dear group 2. I hope you liked the reading. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Share, subscribe to the channel. It's totally free, as are these readings. And I'm wishing you lots of luck and abundance. I'll see you in a further reading. Goodbye. Hello, group 3. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen the Wake Me Up Tarot and also the beautiful oracle Turmaline. Welcome to your reading. If you have chosen your group by your zodiac signs, then in this case, these are Taurus, Capricorn, Scorpio, and Libra. I'm going to take these away. And today's reading is all about your soul tribe. Who are you in your soul tribe? What can you bring to the table? Where are they? All things concerning your soul tribe. If you are interested in any of the oracle decks that I use, you may find a list of them in the description box below. For my dear group 3, please, Spirit, concerning their soul tribe. Oopsie. Concerning their soul tribe, please. Can we please have... Oops. No, not that many. I'm sorry. This won't do. Okay, let's try again. For my dear group 3, can we please... You have to. Let's take them. Let's see what you have. And you have Midas, miser. Okay. Light attributes. Entrepreneurial or creative ability to turn anything to gold. Delight to share life's riches. Shadow attribute. Hoarding money and emotions. Obsessive fear of losing your wealth. Okay. Let's see where that goes. We'll read from the guidebook in a minute. You also have mountain. You also have cornucopia. Lots of abundance here. Okay, Midas, cornucopia. And you have sloth. Digital detox. Recalibrate, reset, recharge. So you are being advised here to take a pause. Let's start by reading from Caroline Myss's guidebook. Caroline or Caroline, I have no idea. Depends. Midas. Okay. Midas is associated with entrepreneurial or creative ability. Everything he touches turns into gold. Miser creates wealth by hoarding money and emotions and at the expense of others. So this is the shadow attributes, and refusing to share them. So the lesson here is the challenge to learn generosity, right? It's inherited both. It's inherent in both the light attributes and the shadow attributes, right? Look for a pattern of creating wealth and or confronting how far you are willing to go to create it. Also for a pattern of difficulty sharing wealth. Okay. Let's have a look at the mountain card, which is number 43. I'm sorry? Yeah. 43. Let's see what the mountain has in store for you. The mountain. Obstacle, challenge, hindrance. Mountains ranges are one of the best examples of natural boundaries, borders, that have shaped the way of our cultures, developed and influenced their relationships throughout history. Their greatness has both intimidated and inspired us. They have humbled us and challenged us. We carved safe passages through them, climbed their peaks, and even ascribed the residence of gods in them. The mountain card doesn't only represent obstacles, but also our ability to overcome them or find a way around them. It appeals to our ingenuity and fortitude. You also have the card 42 cornucopia, which relates to abundance, wealth, and possessions. The cornucopia, also known as the horn of plenty, featured often in classical law or iconography. In ancient Greek tradition, the primordial goddess Gaia was commonly depicted with one, and so was the goddess Demeter, who presides over the abundance of the earth, and the Roman goddess Fortuna, personification of luck and prosperity. The cornucopia card evokes images of wealth, abundance, fortune, and material possessions. So, my dear group 3, you are seen towards your soul tribe as someone who brings home the bacon. Seeing it simple, you bring home the bacon, but at the same time, with this ability to turn anything into gold, you are seen as one of those people who never gives up on others. You might be a natural empath, and realize that being an empath is not all fame and glory. Empaths tend to absorb what energies are around others, and that may lead you to exhaustion. And that's why the sloth card is here, to make you aware that no matter how valid you think you are being towards others, there is a lesson here to be learned. Your biggest obstacle might even be the ability to relate to others so easily, right? And others might see you as this glamorous personification of having that special touch that talks to people, right? But bear in mind that abundant as you are in your discernment and your ability to relate to others, this might drain you, my dear group 3. You might be also very intuitive in the sense that recognizing this group as my group of empaths, you might be seen as this go-to person when you might be the one everyone calls when they're in trouble, but might not get the same call back when you're in trouble, when you're a bit down the weather. And this might lead you to see your empathy as an obstacle instead of an asset. And so your first advice here is to regard your abilities as an asset and not to drain yourself and not to succumb to the other side of the coin, which is the miser, right? Hoarding your emotions to yourself, not being able to rely on others to speak your truth or just to vent, right? Because you are always the person that is expected to be there for others, but not always the other way around. At least that's what I'm getting from Spirit. Okay, let's get some tarot cards to confirm our first reading for my dear group 3, please. Can you please get some tarot cards to confirm what does group 3's soul tribe bring to the table? What do they bring to the table when it comes to their soul tribe? Okay. And one more, please. Nope. Okay, let's see what we have for you. So we start off with the 8 of Swords. It's funny because the 8 of Swords has come out in every single group. And I feel that there is a collective message here that you need to face certain fears, certain anxieties, and you need to let go of certain limiting beliefs in order for you to find your way into your soul tribe, right? So there are ordeals when it comes to finding your soul tribe. It doesn't come like this. It's not your ordinary friendship. A soul tribe is a group of people with whom you relate to all levels, your soul level, to be honest. And it's interesting because this energy has popped up in all 3 groups. Then you have the Ace of Swords, and look at this picture, talking about breaking the chains. Very interesting. Mm-hmm. You also have the Judgment. Again, release. Look at her hands. The release of something that was bounding you. And you have the Page of Wands. Brand new confidence, brand new spark, brand new journey. And you have the Page of Cups. How sweet. The Page of Cups. So, my dear group 3, interesting enough, the other groups had this same energy that you need to go through ordeals in order to meet up or blend in with your soul tribe. But this group in particular has to start off by those in order to find its place into the community. It's very interesting. The others had like very beautiful and fulfillment cards in the beginning and then were explained through ordeals. You start off with meeting your community, being in a state where you need release. So you might not find them, they might find you, because at the moment you are in a place where your limiting beliefs are still holding you back, even though you crave for this sense of release, right? Because you do have the Ace of Swords and you do have the Judgment card. And to be honest, with the Ace of Swords, I just want to quickly tell you that the Ace of Swords is a card of clarity, right? You're having a breakthrough, right? Of a brand new idea and a brand new vision for your future with focus, right? And truth. All the lies that you have been telling yourself are about to be unveiled. You might feel that you are trapped, but I mean, the box is open. You're not getting out of the box because you don't want to, or you're feeling trapped by your anxiety, and it's something that you consciously cannot control. But the answers are totally here. You have the Ace of Swords, and with the Judgment card, even. I think that the Judgment card is such a joyous card to have in a reading, because it's an awakening, right? It's an awakening after a cruelty. And it's getting the truth about life and death, right? And it's that irresistible verdict that comes from faith and intuition, right? So you are awakening, you are reassessing, you are renewing yourself, right? And you are forgiving yourself for what has stuck you in the past. Great, great news, my dear group 3. And then you have the Page of Wands. And the Page of Wands is a card that depicts good news, being cheerful, being in contact with your inner child, right? And being playful and energetic and optimistic. And so I think that your reunion with your soul tribe will bring you this freshness, this lightness, something that you have been wishing for, this abundance of letting go of this exhaustion, this mental turmoil, right? Because it's followed by the Page of Cups, and pages are obviously cards that indicate new beginnings. And the Page of Cups is all about being sensitive, being the dreamer, right? And having, listening to your inner voice, your inner child, but also being very spiritual and psychic and receiving these psychic messages. I recall that the Page of Swords is like brand new news. So you might be getting these news intuitively, right? I think that your soul tribe will give you this brand new opportunity to know yourself. And this is why you get the Midas card. Everything you will touch afterwards will be gold, because your heart will be open in a way that you have never known before, my dear group 3. And I think that's very beautiful. That's very beautiful and very auspicious. So the mountain will no longer be seen as an obstacle, but as a symbol that that's your go-to place when you want to commune with the gods or spirit or whatever you wish to call it, or the universe. And I think that's a very beautiful message here for you, my dear group 3. Let me just get a sip of my tea. Okay, let's get some more tarot cards to clarify this. Clarifying the 8, no, it's too many. Clarifying the 8 of Swords, again, too many. Cards are coming out in bunches today. Just one, please, Spirit. Let's clarify my Ace of Swords for my dear group 3, okay? You have the 5 of Wands. Okay. Clarifying the Ace of Swords. You have the Strength card. So beautiful. Clarifying the Judgment card. Clarifying. You have the Justice card. Yeah, definitely. 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 Clarifying the Page of Wands. You have the Knight of Cups. And clarifying the Page of Cups. You have the Chariot. Well done. Well done, well done. Changing your ways is very good advice. So, my dear group 3, 5 of Wands here. The 5 of Wands is a card that personifies conflict and rows and battles. But in this case, where there were fights, now there is enjoyment. Look, they have settled their weapons and they're having a ball. So whatever tormented you is no longer going to be a conflict, nor a reason for arguments, because you are now in a place where your emotions are on the positive spectrum. The Ace of Swords clarified by the Strength card. Well, obviously you needed to be very strong in order to cope with all the things that you had to deal with. But remember that courage and strength comes from gentleness as well. And as you can see, this card has a very interesting depiction of strength. You have a grandmother with the lemniscata, the symbol for infinity, as a necklace, and she's holding her grandson, I think, with a toy lion here. So strength comes from showing gentleness, right? So what you will realize with this brand new idea and this releasing of old thought patterns is that there's no point in fighting. Cherishing yourself and others will bring about this community. It is through your heart and through your kind emotions that you will attract your soul tribe to you, right? So bear in mind this notion that strength breeds from gentleness, right? It's the power to it's the power of that seed that it's stored right in the roots when it grows. So whatever you sow, you will reap. The advice here is to plant kindness, generosity, openness, right? Don't hold your feelings. Don't hold back. You are plentiful of emotions. Just beware of the source of emotions you wish to portray on others or absorb from others, considering the fact that we have speculated that this group might be a group of empaths. Be aware that you will collect of what you will collect, right? So the Judgment card is clarified by the Justice. So its causality showed between time and space, right? Driven by reason and responsibility, the truth emerges. So it almost seems, my dear Group 3, that you had some sort of karmic contract fulfilled, and you had to do that before you could find your own light. You could find your own Midas touch, right? You had to break free of a karmic lesson in order the truth being restored. And you have two cards speaking about truth coming to light, to have this awakening, to have this phoenix moment, so to speak, because you are being reborn when reuniting with your soul family. Okay, the Page of Wands is clarified by the Knight of Cups, and the Knight of Cups is about having a romantic approach to life, right? Taking action and chivalry and being gentle and bringing charm and attraction into a situation, right? So you are stepping up when it comes to your emotions, because your people will relate to you much easier now. When you step into the light, you will be like a beacon to attract people. And that's why perhaps the Midas touch is here. When people get to be around you, either physically or in the 5D, when they get in touch with your energy, when they are allowed to be face to face with you, they can't stop feeling elated and attracted to this sort of energy that you are recreating and regrouping in yourself. The Page of Cups is clarified by the Chariot. I'm sorry. The Chariot obviously talks about accepting the trial with a strong will, and you do have the Strength card, and to be triumphant, right? You are changing the way you are giving yourself to others and to your community, and that will make you stand out. This reading portrays the rays of charisma, the rays of recognition, the rays or the elevation of a spiritual gift into another step, right? And I think that, my dear Group 3, when you decide to come out of your little box and unbound yourself from all this restrictive and limiting beliefs that you might had in the past, you will see how fortunate you will feel and how fortunate you will make others feel. Because whereas there was fight, there will be joy. Whereas there was the necessity to be strong and fierce, there will be gentleness. Whereas there was a sense of being entrapped, there will be justice, right? And you will have this new gained charisma that will allow you to take control of your life with a very strong will and a very resilient streak. I would just like to finish your reading, my dear group 3, with some guidance. So bear with me, please, for my dear group 3. Can we please have some guidance? Oh my God. Okay. What expectations do I have that are impossible to meet? That comes so directly to the Ace of Swords. The expectations we have are merely delusional and impossible to meet. We then experience disappointment with ourselves or with a relationship when they are not met. It is time to dissolve your expectations and replace them with gratitude. Be grateful. You are being summoned to more peace. Peace is home for our soul, and it's accompanied by trust. It comes when you surrender and focus only on what you can control. If you expect nothing and are grateful for everything, you will experience extreme fulfillment. And my dear group 3, what a beautiful reading. I'm wishing you so much luck. I'm wishing you all the best. And you have everything in your hands to be successful in this joint venture with your soul tribe. And you will be massively appreciated along the process. So make the best of it. Make the best of it because it will be worthwhile, the journey, right? My dear group 3, I hope you liked your reading. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Share, comment, or subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free, as are these videos. And I'm sending you so much love and healing energy. And I hope to see you in a further reading. Goodbye.